Hello twin flames and welcome to this pick a pile reading, sending you so much love. So we're going to do a pick a pile today, as promised earlier in the daily twin flame reading, about the light and dark aspects of the journey, what the masculines are healing right now, and anything that you need to know. And we're going to use two powerful decks for this by our soul sister Cherie from Divine Visions. She's on my featured channels list too. She's amazing. We've got the beautiful Divine Oracle and the Yin and Yang Oracle for Lovers, Messages of Shadows and Light. Really beautiful cards. And both of these decks are available on makeplain.com. So we're going to do a pick a pile. We're going to tap in with your journey and your divine masculine's energy right now and see what you need to know. So thank you for being here. And if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family, because we're here for you every day. So because the darkness, that we go through can be a bit dark and sometimes can cause pain, I'm going to bring in light-hearted energy with some Christmas ornaments here. So we're going to use Santa for pile 1, we're going to use the snowman for pile 2, and we're going to use this little gingerbread man for pile 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So let me shuffle the cards. Think about your masculine right now. Tap in with your journey, anything that's on your mind, and I'm going to shuffle. So thank you, angels. What do we need to know, please, for pile number 1? Wow, jumped out the deck there. Okay, pile number 2, it's on the floor. Pile number 2, what do we need to know, please, angels? Wow, jumping out there, very powerful. And that one too, and pile number 3. Look how they're jumping out the deck, just love this. Let me grab the cards. So we've got pile number 1, we've got pile number 2, and we've got pile number 3. And then we're going to see what the light and dark energy is. So what's happening, please, angels, with pile number 1? What's happening, please, with pile number 1? Any fears? Thank you. Jumped out. Pile number 2, please, angels. So I'm just looking at the snowman and, just connecting with your energy right now. And if this pile is for you, what do we need to know? Thank you, angels. What do we need to know, please? I'm waiting until I get clear cards. There we go. They just jumped out there. And yeah, that one as well. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What do we need to know for pile number 3? There we go. Wow, okay. A bit harder to shuffle for me, these ones, because they're circles. So pile 1, we've got pile 2, and we've got pile number 3. So there are your piles. Let me bring them back a little bit. So when you're ready, pick your pile. And if you are guided to more than one pile, there will be messages in there for you. So go where you're guided to go. And these will be timestamped in the description box below. Okay, let's do this then. So pile number 1, let me just move these out of the way. Pile number 1. So you've got Santa. So you're being reminded by Santa to dream, to have a wish, to believe. Because, at Christmas Eve, the children believe that Santa brings the presents, but the adults bring them. So what I'm feeling is here, when you believe, the universe will bring in what you want, like Santa. You may not believe, okay, but the presents are there. In the morning they're there. You can't deny that the gifts are there, regardless of where they've come from. So you're being reminded that even when you lose faith, and that's what you're being asked to have today, your dreams are still manifesting. The law of attraction is still working, whether you believe it is or not. And, the universe is like Santa wants to give you the gift. Very powerful. And obviously we've got Christmas time coming up, so see the good in things. So the first thing we've got is solar plexus fire. Create boundaries and follow your purpose. So there's a lot of healing energy coming in around the solar. So this is about the gut. And, they're also giving me solar as in solar flares, things going on in the universe right now, the energy of the sun, and that's your power. So, you're being guided to harness the power of the sun. Now, I feel with your twin flame, because this is about your masculine, really. It could be a fire sign, so that could be an extra sign there. But I feel this is more about the things he's going through. So ascension-wise, physically, he may be having stomach issues because his solar plexus is connected with his gut and his gut instinct, and he's in a guidance system, so he's being guided to do something. He's being guided to work on his purpose, to follow his purpose. So he's dealing with this. So his gut instinct and his higher self and all of his intuition is telling him to contact you, to make a change, to work on mission and purpose, but it may be the ego that's holding things back. So because of that, he may be having some digestion issues. He could be constipated, he could be going the loo a lot, one or the other, because sometimes we hold it in or we push it out when we're nervous or we're in, anxiety or there's something going on. And I feel he may also be having acid indigestion. So, regarding the esophagus here, because it comes from the stomach too, maybe he's eating some spicy food or he's eating something that hasn't agreed with him. Whereas really it's fire energy. It's connected with the solar plexus because he's dealing with, change and fear of change too. So he's releasing all of this. So there could be some acid indigestion. If you're picking up on that, that's why. And we've got create boundaries. So he knows he needs to make changes and create boundaries in his life. So he may have even become very distant from you so he can change his life. It's part of his purpose. And in today's daily twin flame reading, I spoke about how, when they're ignoring you or running from you, they're running from themselves. So I feel that he's been dealing with, they're giving me fear coming up right now, a lot of fear that he's been afraid of speaking too. It made me cover my mouth. So he's been afraid of expressing this and, speaking his truth too. So this is things he's healing. We've also got embrace your inner child, and that's really beautiful. And especially because I've just recorded too tomorrow's message. Okay, and it's all about this. So, this is the energy coming in between now and tomorrow. He needs to play, he needs to have fun, he wants to feel more light-hearted, to embrace the inner child. So, he really wants to do this. And Christmas time is a great time to do that. So it's also an exciting time. It's a time for children. So you're being reminded if he's got children, then, he's going to be connecting with them through this Christmas period too. And what the message is for you that you're feeling in your gut is to, embrace your inner child and have fun and just be in the moment and enjoy living life and just enjoying everything that's flowing to you. So allow your journey to flow and choose another path. So the masculine knows here he needs to choose another path. That's a definite message coming through, that he may have set boundaries down, which means he may not be around right now because he knows he needs to do it differently. He knows there's a new doorway about to open. So this is again the doorway. I'm seeing this as the new year. All paths lead home, all paths lead back to you. And he is finding his way home. We've also got end of a cycle. Well, it certainly is. It's the end of 2021. We're moving into 2022. It's the end of the old, endings, new beginnings. So I do feel there's some form of karmic ending coming in here. And he knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to change. He's going through a transformation right now. He wants to be able to reach out to you in a very loving way. He's feeling it all in his gut. So when he does return to you, be very playful, light-hearted. Don't make it serious for things to move forward. So the dark energy here is don't leave me. So, there's this energy around being apart. There's this energy he's healing about being abandoned. Don't leave me. He doesn't want you to give up on him. He doesn't want you to move on. He feels very pained about it. They're giving me tear energy. So don't leave me. That's what he's saying to you. And the light aspect is I know we're connected even when we're apart. So this is what you're learning through the separation, through the quiet times. You're learning that you're always connected, that separation is illusion and that you're never apart. And that's what you're both learning. And other people are affecting our connection. So you're being reminded that it's not just, what he's dealing with at home. It's everything. So other people are affecting the connection. That's why it's very important to be light-hearted, to be in the now, to raise your vibration, and to not bring in any pressure, because I feel he's getting a lot of pressure where he is right now. That could be pressure from a karmic partner, his children, his boss, even his own self. So, he doesn't need pressure from the light, which is you. So keep raising your vibration, feeling good, and sending him love in the 5D realm. And the light aspect of this is, I know our love is strong and can weather any storm. So your love is strong, it can get through anything. Because you, Divine Feminine, are the lighthouse, and your love is built on rock and stone. It won't get washed away by a storm or intense weather. So remember, you are the sky and everything else is weather. You can handle that. So your love is strong and it can weather any storm. It can get through anything, any chaos, any upheaval, any karmic situations, any craziness, because all paths lead back to you. So the big message coming through here is he's healing, especially over the Christmas period. I'm feeling that with the Santa energy coming out. Never expected to tune into it in that way, but that's what they're telling me. Especially over the Christmas period, he's going to realise that you are the one. You know, he knows that anyway, but he knows that you are the one he wants to share his life with, because all paths lead back to you. You know, there's another path. He needs to choose that other path. He needs to choose himself, which always leads to you. And he's dealing with the abandonment issues he has about, you know, being alone. He's saying, don't leave me. You know, he doesn't want you to move on. He doesn't want you to be with anybody else. He doesn't want you to give up on him. And it's also the fears of, if I leave my life and choose another path, will I be left alone? So he's dealing with that fear. And he knows anyway, spiritually, that you're always connected. But that's what he's learning. This is about the telepathic bonds, the way you speak to each other through signs, music. You know, you connect in other ways. And he's saying, right now, other people are affecting our connection. So he's dealing with outside influences. Definitely some energy around a karmic energy, situation, karmic partner. You know, you're being asked to have faith because it's about getting through the Christmas period so that brand new door can open in the new year. And, you know, it's an end of a cycle. So it's the end of this era in a way. You know, get rid of the old, bring in the new. He's releasing things from his life. He's feeling it all in his solar plexus. And he needs to feel more light-hearted. So there's this definite energy of love and power and strength coming in. So remember, you're always connected and your love can weather any storm. I hope that helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Wow. Okay, pile 2, we've got the snowman. And, you know, when it snows, it's very cold. You know, it's very kind of bleak sometimes. But we can create snowmen that brings in joy and bliss. So this is about making the best of your situation. And I feel that's what your masculine wants you to know. Right now, he is making the best of his situation because I don't feel he's happy, but he's making the best of where he is. He's getting through it. Again, I'm feeling this energy where he needs to get through the Christmas period for the new year ahead. And this is also reminding you that you can always choose to be happy in any situation or anything that's going on. So we've got, it says, weave your magic into the situation. And that's what I'm feeling with the snowman. You know, you look at the snow and it's just blank. You know, it's just like a big white sheet. But when you go into it and you look closer and you create, you can make many things. You can make snow angels, you can make snowmen, you can make snowballs, you can make snow chickens, you can make whatever you want. So bring magic in. And remember, you have power. So, you know, that book there is like a new chapter beginning. It's about you taking your power, all the wisdom and knowledge and everything you've learned to create magic in your life. And I'm really feeling magician energy in this. So, you know, your person wants to create. He wants to make it better. He wants to fix it and bring magic into the connection. And look at this. This is so powerful because this card came up in today's daily twin flame reading for both twins. Your patience and faith has been rewarded. So again, you're being reminded either it's all happening in divine timing and that your patience and faith will be rewarded. And again, I feel everything you've given to him or her, they want to give it back to you. They're giving me a blocked throat chakra around this too. So again, there could be some blocks in communication right now, you know, some separation, or there could be him not speaking his truth. You're being reminded there's a great healing occurring. Bring magic and see the situation differently, and your faith and your patience will be rewarded. And we've got throat chakra, yes, sound. So definitely there's healing around communication here. Communicate clearly with integrity. So he wants to communicate with you clearly. He wants to speak his truth. He wants to open up. He wants to tell you how he really feels, but it just may take a little bit of time. So trust and have faith that it's happening. And this is also a big message for you to be you and, you know, to sing. So messages in music, sounds, sound vibrations. You don't have to hear him physically, you know, with a breath on breath to hear his messages. He speaks to you in in the mind, through telepathy. He speaks to you in music in many, many different ways. And I am seeing this, even though this is a flower, I am seeing this as snow and winter time and, building that snowman. So you're being reminded that great things take time to build, like a great snowman, and you have to put a hat on and a scarf, and so you dress it right. So it's being created in the right way. So the things your twin is healing right now, he's saying, I don't have the time or energy for anyone else but myself right now. So he's saying, it's not that I don't want to contact you or be with you. I haven't got much energy. So it's not that he's saying I haven't got energy for you. He's saying I haven't got much energy right now for anyone. It's enough for me to just get out of bed in the morning and go to work and live my life. So he's saying, I'm not meaning to ignore you. I just don't feel I've got energy. And you know how it feels when you're not very well. You can't be bothered with anything, you can't be bothered even checking your phone. You just want to sleep or, feel sorry for yourself. So he's saying, I'm dealing with that. And he says, you are one of my main priorities. I will embrace you fully into my life. So I feel like he's saying to you here, you are my priority, even though I'm not telling that to you because my throat chakra's blocked, or I'm struggling, or my situation is holding me back. I'm healing. I'm waiting to make you a priority when I've got the energy to, the time to. So it's like he's saying, I don't want to be back and forth anymore. I want to be able to give you everything. So I'm working on creating this. So he's giving all the energy he can right now to himself to make the changes he's being guided to make. So if you feel you don't matter to him, think again, because you do. We've got, I bet you wish you never met me. So he's going through all this fear in his head thinking, I bet you wish your life would be, it would be different if you never met me. And, he's thinking all these things. So he's in a lot of pain over the way he treats you and, the way he deals with things as well. And he's thinking you'd be much happier without me. And we've got the light aspect, as I often think of the first time we met, and I'm grateful you came into my life. So he's hoping in his heart that you're grateful that he's around you and in your life, even if that's just energetically. He's hoping that you don't wish you'd never met him. He's dealing with fear around that. He's thinking, I hope that she does love me and want me. So he's dealing with his own fears there. Maybe you're thinking, my life would be so much easier if I hadn't met you. And he's picking up on that energetically. And that's what he's healing. Remember, you are mirrors. So remember, watch your thoughts, because thoughts become things. He's also saying, sometimes I become silent because I can't handle the conflict. Now, the conflict isn't with you, it's with himself. It's that energy again in the Daily Twin Flame reading where he's running from himself. So you may think, well, I'm not going to cause you any conflict. I don't want an argument or bring him pain. He's talking to himself, really. I'm silent because I can't handle the conflict. He knows if he contacts you or he comes to you, it's going to bring things up that he needs to face. And he's saying, I need to express my innermost thoughts to you. So he knows he needs to open up and, express himself and speak the truth. That's why he's healing the throat chakra. But there's also all this conflict in his mind about it. So really, all of this, it's nothing to do with you at all, apart from the way he feels about you. Don't take it personally. It's all about him needing to change his life, take control of your situation, and make the changes he's being guided to make. And all you have to do, Divine Feminine, is have faith and patience, because that's what will be rewarded. I hope that helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Very powerful. Pile number 3, welcome. Pile number 3. So you've got this gingerbread man, and he's holding this lollipop. So remember, find the sweetness in your journey. Look for the good in things. Look for the positive aspects in this, because there's always one coming. And we've got speak your truth, and your power animal is with you. So he's being guided right now, okay? He's being guided from above, not just angels and guides, but power animals. Now, power animals give you strength, like primal strength, to make changes. So he's being given power. He's being given strength from above to change his life, to come forward, to be authentic, to speak his truth. And that's what he wants to do. And they're giving me a blocked throat chakra. So there's definitely some healing coming in around speaking not only to you, but to people in his life. So he feels like he needs to open up to others. He needs to speak his truth about what he actually wants. So I do feel there's big changes he needs to make in his physical reality, but he needs to be able to say that. He needs to be able to, express that to other people. So I feel this is more about him changing his 3D world and sorting that out. Karmic partners, bosses, colleagues, people around him, even his family, he needs to speak his truth. So I feel over the Christmas period, there's going to be some heated arguments and some struggle and some trouble in his physical world that's going to make him change his life. So he's saying to you, I'm being guided, I'm gaining power. Okay, I want to grab hold of that animal instinct in me to come to you and tell you how I feel. And I feel a real primal need here for you, a real desire. So this energy of, wanting to rip your clothes off. He wants you, and he knows he needs to make changes to do this. So the things he's dealing with, it freaks me out that you can see into my soul. I feel naked. So you see into his soul. Other people see him on face value or, the surface level. And that's, again, I'm really feeling people around him, in his physical world. They don't see the real him. They don't get it. They don't see who he truly is. You do. And he feels naked there because he's thinking, wow, you make me feel vulnerable. I've never felt like this with anybody but you. And that's why it can scare him too. And the light aspect is when we lock eyes, when we look into each other's eyes, we see each other's souls. It's beautifully intense. So, there's also that fear of him looking into your eyes because he'll just feel undone. He'll melt. I feel there'll be lots of emotion and tears and healing from the eyes because the eyes are the windows of the soul. So when he looks into your eyes, even if that's just energetically, you see into his soul. So he's dealing with that, the fact that you see him for who he is. And it's kind of new to him as well because he's always had people wanting something from him or viewing him in a certain light, and that's not who he is at all. So it's like he's got an alias, like you see the true him and everyone else sees the alias, or the version of himself he's putting out there to the world. You see the real him. Very powerful. I am reeked with guilt, okay? And it says racked with guilt, but they're giving me reek, so guilt is wreaking havoc in his life too. He's racked with guilt, he's feeling it all, but it's wreaking havoc. So he feels guilty, which means there could also be a karmic situation here that he feels guilty about because he's not a bad person. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't want to hurt his children or his kids, if there is kids. He doesn't want to hurt his family, his situation, his person, or you. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. And the message is, I know that the actions we take depend on the choices we make, and I will strive to do better. So he knows he needs to make a decision, make a choice, a new, kind of pathway for himself. And he's saying, I will strive to do better. I don't want to be wrapped with guilt. I want to do better. And they just heard the dog barking, so loyalty. So he's loyal to you, and he's kind of pledged to you in the new year is I will strive to do better. He knows he needs to change. And we've got, the closer I get to you, the more fearful I become. So he does get very fearful because you see into his soul. It's not like he's afraid of you. He's afraid of the way he feels when he's connecting with you because that's very new to him. He feels vulnerable. It's like he strips everything down. And he's saying, being close with you makes me feel safe. So even though it's scary, he feels safe because he is safe with you. And that's another thing. He puts this big act onto everybody, but he doesn't really feel safe with anyone. He has to create his own safety. And I feel that's what he's done all his life. He may have money, but it's the stuff he's made for himself because then he feels safe. Or, status or whatever he's got. But it feels like everything in his life he's created to feel safe. But he's done, it's independence, that is. Whereas with you, you give him safety just by being you and giving him love. And that's scary because he's thinking, wow, I don't need any of those material things with you. All I need is you. So that can be very scary because it means he has to simplify his life and let go of things he's always done. So it's about control too. And I really do feel that. It's like, everything he's created in his life, he's built it for safety. so he's not going to be left alone, or he's not going to be, kind of destitute or any of these things, spiritually, emotionally, or physically. Whereas with you give him everything just by smiling at him and just by loving him. And he's like, wow. So it's a very scary time for your masculine as he makes changes to let go of what he's always had, to do something new that he's always been guided to do, which is to be completely and utterly in love with you. I hope that helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.